Meanwhile, it's time for today's Talkback segment. As you well know, each day we post a question on CourtTV's social media pages. We gather your comments and questions and respond on the show. So we asked you for your thoughts on the case ahead of jury selection. Still with us, litigation trial attorney Rich Schoenstein and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor David Bruno. All right, gentlemen, our first comment comes from Susan. Susan says, I'm betting on a settlement before trial. I don't know, would that be a good bet here? I want to get you guys' opinion. My opinion is this. This happened on a bunny hill. Now, there's this rule about who's lowest on the hill, has the right of way, et cetera, but she's on a bunny hill with her children. And I'm betting that she wants to prove something to her children, that she's not going to be bullied, they're not going to let people take advantage of them. She just seems like that kind of person. Rich, I'll start with you.
Well, Michael, you know, the vast majority of civil cases like this settle before trial, and they often settle on the courthouse steps, even on the way to see the jury. But in a case like this that would be settled for money, the fact that we don't have a settlement yet, I actually bet it does go to trial. It sounds like both sides have drawn a line in the snow, and they intend to proceed.
Yeah, you know, David, it was only $3 million he was asking for, and I say only in the context of Gwyneth Paltrow, not for the rest of us. But it was only $3 million. One thinks you could settle for even less than that. But I think that suggests that this is a principled thing, and she's dug in on this one.
Yeah, let's not forget, civil court, there's two issues. There's always two issues. First is liability. Who had the duty and who's responsible and who breached that duty? And then if you get past the liability, then it's damages, right? So he's asking for $3 million. I wonder how much he'd be asking if it wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow, if it was someone else that was not a superstar. And she may be, look, the statement or the countersuit says that he hit her. And that goes to that first question on liability. And he's got to show that she breached her duty, she's the one that ran into him, and that he is not responsible. So that's what happens in the civil court. We don't get too many of them in CourtTV, but at the same time, I really wonder how much he'd be asking if it wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, if her name was Gwyneth Smith, it'd be a very different story. I wonder if there'd even be a lawsuit in this case. Our next comment comes from Mary. Mary says, sorry, I don't believe him. I don't know her, but I'm pretty sure if she was at fault, she would just paid without going to court. She seems like a very sweet person. And therein, on some level, Rich, lies the problem. You see the pictures there we saw of Gwyneth Paltrow? She's a very attractive woman. She's someone with a very high-profile business. She's an A-list actress. Do you really want to go to court with a woman like that?
Hey, Michael, he's got problems at trial. He's got to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that she hit him and caused him damages. He's telling one story, she's telling another story, and by the way, as I understand it, the employees of the ski resort are going to testify in her favor. So the case becomes really he said, ski said, with all the ski people against the plaintiff. I don't know how he's going to win this.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, the ski resort is siding with Paltrow, right? I would imagine if you got a choice, you're going to side with the A-list actress. Our next comment comes from Brenda. Brenda says, I wonder if there's a video. And that's a good point. I do not know. We do not know what the discovery has been or whether there's a video here. I'm sure if there was one, it might have been leaked, but we don't know about that. David, that would certainly make a difference. And one might think maybe there might be something around. I don't know.
Look, this isn't the Koberger case with all the surveillance. This is on a ski resort. Yeah. And I'm sure that they don't have pole cameras like the Memphis case all over the place either. This is on a ski resort, and I think that we would know that by this time. There probably would have been a settlement if the liability question could be answered on video. So I think it's going to be eyewitness testimony and credibility at issue.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think at these higher-end ski resorts, they probably frown upon folks having cameras out, filming all the stars that might be there, et cetera, et cetera. But who knows? Never been to one, so can't say. All right, Rich Schoenstein, David Bruno, thank you so much for being with us. Truly appreciate it. Folks, you're going to be sticking around, though.